Good evening, everyone. I'm Kelly Wright. Thanks for joining me as we spend this next hour together. I do certainly hope that you're safe and well, taking care of yourself and your family because you matter. In fact, for those of you living in the state of Georgia, you know now just how much your vote matters in determining the balance of power in the United States Senate. Two Republican incumbents, Kelly Loeffler, David Perdue, are trying to hold on to their seats in the U.S. Senate against the challenges of Democrat contenders, Raphael Warnock and Jon Ossoff. What will be the outcome? You, the voters, will decide that. We'll report it tonight from the ground in Atlanta, Georgia. The bottom line is this: the people of Georgia are making their voices heard, and the people of Georgia are getting out the vote. I'm joined now by my very good friend, Jules Njoku, actually Juliana Njoku, but I know her as Jules. She is the head of Workforce Strong there in Atlanta, Georgia. And Jules, where are you joining me from today?
Actually, I'm here at the DeKalb County at the Clark Academy schools. This is where they'll be staging with the ladies of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, our stating of Community Day. Like I told you before, January 5th is not just voting day. It's going to be one of the biggest community days here in Georgia, where we're bringing it back to the issues that matter to people the most. So we're not just voting for a candidate today, we're voting for communities all around Georgia and all around the United States.
You know, Juliana, you are doing incredible work down there, not only with your organization, but I can see in the background that you're also aligned with Transformative Justice Coalition. All of you guys, the volunteers, the leaders, are just doing a great work in Georgia and, like you said, all around the country. And I understand you're there with the ladies of Delta. So, what are the ladies
Yes,
of
we're
Delta
here.
doing?
The ladies of Delta Sigma Theta are getting ready. They are lining up their trucks to get into some good trouble. Hold on, let me get the lead lady here, the president of the DeKalb County's Delta Sigma Theta. She's here, Miss Betty Davis. This is the beautiful Miss Betty Davis out here. She is marshaled the ladies of Delta Sigma Theta.
Look at you, look at
Good
you.
morning. Good morning. We are all here to get out the vote.
Get out the
Absolutely.
vote. The
Good, so
ladies
we
of
have
Delta.
our sister here from DeKalb County.
Yes, hold on. The ladies of Delta Sigma Theta are here.
And what are ladies? What are you doing today?
We are getting out the vote today, so we are getting ready to expand through the neighborhoods and the Clarkson community.
Jules, and how important is it for sororities and fraternities to be engaged with Transformative Justice, Workforce Strong, everybody on the ground there actually getting out the vote?
Absolutely. So one of the major things and one of the major partners we've had through this entire process has been the men and women of the Pan-Hella Council. A lot of them have been out here servicing, and that is their line. You know, they're service-based organizations that are about the community. So they're super excited. We have not done anything without them. The brothers of Omega Psi Phi, Phi Beta Sigma. As you know, Gerald Jones is a member of Alpha Phi Alpha. They are intricately part in the organizations. The organizations here are intricately part in getting out the vote. And we are super excited. The ladies of Alpha Kappa Alpha have been major organizers here. I can't shout out so many of them that have shown up. And they're the energy because they allow people to understand what it means to be about community, which is a big part of what their organizations stand for.
And you know, you have captured the essence of the energy that's out there on the ground. And I love your mask. Your mask is about voting, and I love the fact that you're walking around there. It's just amazing to see this votercade in action, and to also see that people are lining up to actually go out and vote. You anticipate a great turnout today?
We're anticipating a great turnout. We've already seen a lot of great work from the youth and from many aspects of the community. But we're also anticipating a great turnout because we're inviting people to the party. We're not just telling them to do it. We're actually knocking on their doors. This is one of 3 locations that we're going to. We're going to Barack Obama High School next. We're actually going to go into those community surrounding areas and we're giving them a personal invite. We're not saying that you should go and do it on general principle alone. We're actually going to answer their questions and invite them to the process. Like I told you yesterday, we're inviting them to hire the people to get the job done for them moving forward.
We'll be back with more from the streets of Georgia right after this. You know, Jules, you're amazing. One of the things that you and I talked about off camera, and we should probably talk about it now, is how you're concerned about people beyond the vote. I mean, a lot of people want to see the voters turn out, but you're concerned about what the voters are actually living through in the midst of this COVID-19 pandemic and the poverty that has quadrupled since so many people have lost their jobs because of COVID-19. Tell me about what you're doing beyond the voting aspects.
Yes, this is not a one-time event for us, okay? What's happening is that we're actually trying to align government and government systems and government representatives for what's necessary. Workforce Strong is committed to people getting back to work, but not just getting back to work generally. We want to be able to help people upskill for the jobs that are actually going to allow them to self-sustain. There are jobs out here, but a lot of people haven't been educated, whether educated about how to even get involved with the civic process, or even educated about what are the jobs out there that can actually allow them to make beyond a living wage. Workforce Strong raises money to provide people with rental housing assistance while they're going back to school. One of the top 3 bills that people are facing is housing, and supporting them through the process by helping them deal with their biggest bill is another way of us saying that you can do it. This is an incentivizing organization that really wants to see everybody successful. We want to see everybody get back into the situations, rebuild your business with the knowledge of how to make a business grow, get the right job that you need with the capacity for you to be able to take care of yourself moving forward. Many organizations are not just committed today, but we're committed to every day after this.
You know, and like the song in the background that was saying, there it is, the way forward, beyond voting, beyond campaigns, beyond elections. The way forward is to really get to the heart of the people. I spoke with your colleague, Daryl James, earlier, and he was stating that we've got to be concerned about the least of these. And Jules, I know your heart, I know your love for people, and you're a political strategist, but you're also an economic strategist. And the way forward is to do exactly what you guys are doing, reaching out to the marginalized and forgotten. Thank you for doing that.
Absolutely. I mean, that's the next step. We have to start having the conversations about the way forward. We have to start talking about strategies to move communities forward. We have to start talking about the way to implement the ideas that people have stated now. We have to figure out a way to energize the people and the people that we hire to be able to hit the successes. This is bigger than just one community. This actually has to do with what's going to happen with the United States moving forward. We have to come back to be a country that is producers, a country that's producing a strong workforce, strong products, strong businesses, and a stronger economy. That is the way that we actually implement the social justice issues that we want. So we're not committed to just today. We're committed to every day afterwards. I'm super excited to be out here. Like I said, it's an all-out effort. See, it's a community day. Today, we're playing games, we're playing music, but actually we're taking this very seriously to try to say, if you come out of your house and be with us today, we promise to be with you for every tomorrow afterwards.
Jules, you know, to all of my close friends like you, I always say love and blessings, and love and blessings to you and the great work you're doing down there in Georgia and beyond. And I heard in the background Georgia on my mind, and certainly Georgia is on the minds of a lot of people around the world today. Juliana Njoku. She is the founder and CEO of Workforce Strong, and she's also volunteering there with the Transformative Justice coalition. You're just an amazing strategist. Thank you for being a part of this program, and thank you for giving us some heart and soul of what's happening right there in Georgia. Love you so much. Love and blessings to
Love
you,
you.
my friend.
Love you so much, Kelly. And thank you to your viewers. And if you're watching this right now, please continue to pray for this country, pray for the future, and pray for the people that are out here that are taking the risk to go out in COVID to make this happen. But we are planning to deliver, and deliver we shall. Thank you so much, Kelly.
All right, thank you. When we come back, we'll talk to more of the people on the ground there in Georgia. And Jules, God bless you, dear. Talk to you soon.
Talk to you soon.
Back after this. All eyes are on Georgia, and I don't mean just here in the United States, people having Georgia on their mind. It's throughout the entire world. And joining me is a good friend. She is a DeKalb County Commissioner, Lorraine Cochran Johnson. Happy New Year, my friend. Good to talk to you.
Happy New Year.
Yeah, we have not
This
talked
is a
since
great
last
way to
year.
start the year with you, Kelly.
I appreciate you. Look, this is a big day for not only your county, but for the entire state. The Peachtree State is on the map, and a lot is taking place today. What's this moment mean for you?
For Georgia and for, I think, Georgians in general, today is important because, let me first say, welcome to the new Georgia, welcome to the blue Georgia, okay? On November 3rd, we did something that had not happened in over 30 years. As Nelson Mandela says, people often say it can't be done until you've done it.
Yeah.
So when we were successful in electing President-elect, of course, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, that was historic for us. And we also placed individuals on notice, that a constructive notice in the Senate, that we had 2 additional Senate seats that were coming for. And today we finish what we started. And, we've garnered national attention. And this morning, I was hearing reports that we have reporters here from Germany, from France, from all over the world, because this is really a historic moment.
I got to ask you about your impressions or reaction to the fact that President-elect Joe Biden has come to your state as of yesterday,
Several
campaigning
times.
for the Democrats. And of course, the current president of the United States came in, but he really didn't come in to tout the efforts of the senatorial candidates there, the Republican senators. He talked about this election, and again, was asking people to support something that has not been true. And he keeps calling this election rigged, and he used an opportunity in Georgia to talk about that and to ask people to join him here in Washington tomorrow to contest the election yet again. What's your reaction?
What we're seeing is very disturbing, Kelly. As an elected official, one thing I understand is one must exercise the same grace when you're successful that you don't if you lose, because that's always a possibility. But the fact that he's made so many unfounded claims and he has sought to almost create, shall I say, or cast a net of suspicion over the election, it's very disheartening. I believe, in my opinion, he has divided in many instances the Republican Party. And I saw this weekend the call that was leaked by the Washington Post, where, of course, he had a conversation with our Secretary of State. And, the thing that's almost confusing for me is our Secretary of State is a Republican. He's been very clear in saying, I supported Donald Trump. However, he's just not been successful with the people. So to consistently say that we've had large numbers of dead people vote when we've had 2, okay, that have been found in the state of Georgia. The claims are just unfounded. And what we see is an individual who cares more about self-gratification and the win than the will of the American people. So I'm very thankful we've voted him out of office. It's
Yeah,
time to go.
absolutely. And Commissioner, look, the bottom line is I know how proud you are of your state and your
Absolutely.
county, and how do you and other elected officials and the people of Georgia move forward beyond today's election, runoff election, no matter how it turns out? How do you move beyond that? How do you move beyond Ahmaud Arbery and so many things that have happened in Georgia? And how do you uphold the legacy of John Lewis to keep starting good trouble?
Let me say in many ways, Kelly, I don't think we will move beyond it, but I believe what happens is you learn from your experiences. On the ballot today, we have nothing less, and I said this during the presidency, than democracy on the ballot. We have civil justice on the ballot. We're dealing with a president who eliminated all sensitivity training. He called it both insane and unnecessary. But obviously, you have not received the memo that unfortunately in America, Black and brown people are racially profiled. That, we've moved from the strange fruit that Billie Holiday described to literally what I consider a modern day lynching through the abuse of power. When you have individuals like a George Floyd, who was literally killed at the hands of those who were sworn to protect and serve. So we do need justice reform. It's time we take a critical look at issues. And what we need are people who are fair and impartial, people who acknowledge, I often say that racism only exists when we fail to acknowledge inherent biases that we all have. And we allow those inherent biases to affect how we treat each other. So we need individuals who are cognizant, who are aware of the issues, and who are fair and want to level the playing field. So that's what this election does for us today.
And we're coming back with more after the break. And welcome back to the program as we continue to focus on all things happening in Georgia today with this all-important high-stakes runoff election. We are joined now by Daryl James. He is an attorney as well as the chairman of the board of directors for the Transformative Justice Coalition. Daryl, thanks for being a part of this, but more importantly, thank you for what you and Barbara Arnwine and an army of leaders and volunteers continue to do in this country nationwide to help people understand the important nature of transformative justice. Tell me why it's so important, especially for this critical juncture in American history.
Well, thank you, Kelvin, for having me on. I know that when Barbara was on the show, I had an opportunity to tune in and to be active a little bit there and watch. And let me tell you, when I received a call, when Barbara called me and asked if I would be a part of the Transformative Justice Coalition, and we decided to focus on the election, the 2020 election in general. And we wanted to be certain that the Black and brown citizens throughout our country had their right to vote protected, because we knew there was massive voter suppression that was going on across the country. So we started out in that vein, and with the focus of trying to protect Black and brown voters, and all voters for that matter, as they were trying to exercising their franchise. We now, everything became focused on Georgia, because the election for 2020 came down now to just this runoff election in the state of Georgia. We understood that at this point, everything that was used, every type of chicanery that was used across the country, whether it was removing drop boxes, reducing polling places, not working machines, all of those things that could be used to try to suppress voters from coming out, they were all now going to be focused in one state, in Georgia. All the techniques that they used were going to be focused in Georgia. And we made the decision that we wanted to be on the ground here. We wanted to fight to be certain that the people that here in the state of Georgia had the opportunity to freely and fairly be able to exercise their franchise and to elect whoever they want to represent them. That's what this all came down to.
You know, and it's important because as we continue to watch what you and Barbara and the volunteers have done through transformative justice, you've made it very clear that this is a coalition acting with other groups, Black United Women, Black Voters Matter, and even groups that are beyond the Black and brown traditional environs. You know, reaching out to poor people all across Georgia. Black, white, brown, yellow, red, they're all coming together. So you're talking about something that's more substantive than just a vote. And let's be clear, the vote is important as it pertains to the balance of power in the Senate. But what's really important beyond that are the lives of average Americans who are suffering because of a COVID-19 pandemic, because of social injustice. And so I really appreciate the effort that you and Barbara are connected to, and you're doing it in the name of the late and great John Lewis, who talked about stirring up good trouble, necessary trouble, to prick the consciousness of America.
Right. And Mr. Wright, the whole thing I think is this, is that, and we are doing it as a tribute to John Lewis. And one thing that we knew about Congressman Lewis, and Barbara and Congressman Lewis were extremely close. He and I were friendly, but he and Barbara were extremely close. And one of the pledges that we made to him was at the Capitol steps as he lay in state on the steps of the Capitol. We went and we took the knee before the casket. And we proclaimed at that point that the work he has done will not go down in vain, that we will pick up the mantle of where he was running with regards to protecting people's rights to vote and getting access to the ballot box. And we would carry it as far and as fast as we could.
We'll be right back.
With the John Lewis Good Trouble Votercade Marches series that we've done, we've gone all over the country. And we don't go to the wealthiest areas and to the brightest, most beautiful places. We go to the least of these. We want to go to the poorest areas to encourage those people that are in those communities, that are in those poorer communities, to exercise their franchise. We were down in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. We were in the 5th poorest zip code in the country. And as we're going through that zip code, we have a bus that comes to join us at the back of our march. This bus is an old yellow school bus that came from California. And they redesigned the bus, repainted the bus, and put Black Lives Matter on the front of the bus, put a basketball hoop on the front of the bus. And as the bus is coming along with our motorcade, they're encouraging kids to come out and shoot baskets at the bus while they're educating them with regards to the importance of coming out to voting, getting their parents to come out. As the bus is coming down, our marches for the John Lewis Votercade series, we don't go from point A to point B. We go from point A to a polling place where people can deposit their absentee ballots, where people can actually go in and vote. So as the bus is coming on, we have people saying, join the bus, get on the bus, ride with us, get to the polling place, get your vote on. This is what the John Lewis Votercade series is all about. It's about lifting up, uplifting those that are having challenging times, under challenging times, to be able to exercise that franchise. And it's been working. It's been working. We've seen the numbers increasing in these communities. And that's what it's about. Ultimately, Calvin, we say, we don't tell anybody who to vote for. We don't. We don't say vote for A or vote for B or vote for C. But what we do is this. We say we want the playing field to be level. We want the officiating to be transparent, and we want the rules to be the same for all the sides. And if the officiating is fair and the rules are transparent and the playing field is level, we can live with the results. That's it. That's it. That's what this John Lewis Votercade series is all about, is being certain you have a level playing field and everyone's right to vote is protected.
Daryl, a lot of people just heard what you just said about doing this in a nonpartisan way because, people are going to vote their conscience, whether it's left or right, Republican or Democrat or independent. The bottom line is right now, I wish the president of the United States and his followers would be able to sit back and listen to you, because you just echoed the sentiments of so many Americans who actually respect the Constitution of the United States and the rule of law that we have in this country as it pertains to our electoral college and our votes and everything. So thank you for the great work you're doing with transformative justice. And certainly, if people can get on board with you, how can they do that? How can they reach out to you?
Yeah, we encourage everyone to go to votingrightsalliance.org, votingrightsalliance.org. You can come and catch up with us. You can go to, we're on Facebook at Transformative Justice Coalition. I can be reached at djones@tjcoalition.org, djones@tjcoalition.org. We encourage everyone to please get involved, get involved, get involved. And if you don't like where the country is right now, get involved and do something. That's the wonderful part of democracy, is that get your voters out there to get your point heard. And that's what we're pushing for.
And that is, my friend, good trouble. Keep stirring it up. Daryl, thank you so much for being on the program. And obviously, we'll be following up with you perhaps tomorrow or Thursday, depending on what the results are. Well, no matter what the results are, we got to get back in touch with you. Thank you so much for being on the program today.
Thank you so much. Look forward to seeing you soon.
All right. We're coming back with much more after the break.